Hey guys, welcome back. What can I say? I got a comeback on this. It's my own vehicle, of course. I think that I put the V-band clamp on the turbo and I didn't get the pipe on all the way. That's my confession to you guys. I could be wrong. My wife said that when she starts it up and drives it, it sounds a little bit different. I started it up and definitely sounds more throaty, a louder exhaust, but not the type of exhaust that sounds good. It's the type of exhaust that sounds like it's busted or it's got a big leak in it. So I took it for a drive and I can hear the exhaust pipes clanking around. So I got to get in here, figure out what happened. Hopefully that clamp isn't broken. Could be facing a little problem, could be facing a bigger problem. Let's get right into it. Thanks for being here. The issue is going to be right down in here. There's probably a heat shield I think that I got to remove. Got to take off the coolant reservoir. So I got to drain it out from down below. Let's make this our coolant bottle. Coolant only. I never had a coolant only bottle before, so I feel like I am moving up. That's not even a joke. I should have my hose under there already. I'm gonna try to save as much coolant of this as possible. We'll make sure we filter it when we put it back into the Liberty. Done this once before. Kind of be careful doing this. You want to make sure you have it clean. You want your lubrication inside the cooling system to be good. Otherwise you could run into some problems, I suppose. Premature failure of the water pump type stuff. We don't want that. The hose is not there, so I will have to find that. I think I got one right here. Maybe, 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 maybe. Thought I kept that hose, but I can't find it. Cutter, thank you. We'll give this one a try. I'm going to jack it up just a little bit. Forgot I put that on the tire there. Maybe that'll work next time when we need it. I don't know. Whoop. Loosen this up a little bit. Could look at doing a different one. Perhaps it's got this missing right here. There you go. You see that. All right, well, I drained it out. If you can look down in there, it's got quite a bit of sediment in there. So I'm not going to be putting that back in. I think we've got some right over here. Right here. So what you're looking for if you got a Jeep CRD. Vehicles requiring cold hybrid organic acid technology, HOAT coolant. You want to use this in your Jeep CRD. If you use anything else, it can corrupt. It can end up corroding. Corrupt. There's enough corruption in the world. The block of ours, because we were running it on a lot of water because it had a blown head gasket for about a year, the top of the block had corrosion. It actually had some pitting. Thankfully, it wasn't bad enough to where we were able to use that block still, and the head gasket sealed over it just fine. Permatex copper coat, 2-hole head gasket, good to go. So our coolant only there is going to be disposed. We're pretty much empty here. It holds a little bit in this back part right here, so just be careful when you're taking it out. We got 2 bolts, let's get it out. Try not to break anything. This is still a plastic jug, right? You know, I'm kind of glad that there was sediment in the bottom of that. It might have come from just the bottom of the vehicle when I was trying to move things around. Or maybe it came from the bottom of the radiator. And if that's the case, it came out, we're not putting it back in, so that's okay, right? You got to take the positives from every situation, if there's any positives. In this one, there is. Sometimes you get in a situation where maybe it's really hard to find a positive, but keep trying to focus on the good, right? Probably the best practice that we can do. I'm going to stick that hose right up there. It's going to be a sensor here towards the bottom and one more hose. See if I can grab that off of there. There we go. That one comes off easy. Now let's see about getting this thing out of here. It's going to be your seal for your hood cowl. If you're ever looking to make more air come through from your grill, right, because it comes in through your grill, you can remove this seal right here. It seals the cowl so there's no air coming through. It's kind of like adding a vent to your engine. You put the vents right up here. Some say, you know, it rains in, it comes down on this, kind of rains in. I don't really feel much of an edge, so it might drip a little bit on your engine, but it's really going to be not a whole lot different than if you had your vents right up here. I suppose maybe those vents won't draw as much water in, but it's just something to think about. I've seen a few people who said they've done it and they haven't had issues, and they've lived in places where there's rain, all that stuff. Well, I don't know what's banging around down there. Just looking at this in here, we got to take the cover off to this. So we've got one bolt right there. I think we've got another one right up here. Yep, right there. And then one right down here on the side. So it should just be 3 bolts, and we'll have this plate out of here, this heat shield. So our heat shield's about ready to come off. We got one more 12, one more 13, I should say. This looks tight. Yeah. See that? But something's bouncing around under there. I got updates. Is my face dirty already? No, I'm okay. This looks good. Darn oil leaks, I tell you what. I just need to torque it down fully to spec. I need to replace those bolts. That's the right path. If you guys know where you can find a legitimate, accurate torque wrench that torques below 40 foot-pounds, and I need an inch torque pound too. I had a vise over here that's been there in the past, and I put 2 nuts back to back and I torqued it to like 25 foot-pounds, and I literally turned the nuts right off and broke the bolt. So I didn't want to trust it at that torque spec on this. I'd be willing to bet that that's still good though. The intake gasket, it's got to still be good. Pipe right here is good. I found our leak. I should have looked down here first, guys, but that would have been silly. Ah, oh my, look at that. Why does it blink on this setting? Not there, there, not there, there. Well, is what it is. Swinging under here, coming right down, that's the down pipe. Here's the flex pipe. And this is our issue right here. It is, you see how it's burnt? It's burnt right up here. We got exhaust coming out. And then this is all rusted and busted. I just pulled a piece off right there. But right here, we're gonna take the resonator off, otherwise known as the catalytic converter. And then I'm gonna go ahead and replace this. Look at this thing. This is also bouncing around. That's hitting the frame. See that? That's what I was hearing. We're gonna get rid of this all together. I think we're gonna just take this off right now. Straight pipe from there to here. Okay. Oh boy. Yep. Looks like we'll be driving the Nightmare Liberty for a little while. I'm sideways. I gotta tell you, there's no transmission leak though. I didn't have to torque those down much. The exhaust is busted, which means we're gonna do a straight pipe all the way to the back and get some better fuel economy maybe. If anything else, less restriction. More updates. I tell you, you always get into something and it's way more than you think, but don't let that be a discouragement to you. Just keep moving forward. Mooser joined me in the shop. Hey buddy, he's doing really good with his allergies. We've gotten on some good homemade dog food and he's getting to be the right size. He's not overweight anymore, which is wonderful. We've got the muffler out, also the exit pipe. We're gonna straight pipe it through and then we're gonna do a little flex pipe so that way we can make that adjustment, get that hanger on the back. Here is the down pipe. The down pipe was on. It was right up there like that, so everything looked good. Took the V-band clamp off and then it pops right off. Now it's stuck on again, that's okay. Down pipe is good, flex pipe is bad as I showed you before, and then it's got the resonator, catalytic converter actually. We're gonna take that off. Now I won't throw a check engine light on this, doesn't have any O2 sensors, it's a diesel. They didn't come with them back in the day, at least these ones didn't. Goodness, gets so dirty under there. I don't know how some of these guys on the YouTube, like flying wrenches, he's just so clean looking all the time. I've barely done any work today, and look at this, I'm just covered. Don't drink that stuff, buddy. I gotta see if Harbor Freight's got the exhaust hanger tool that you can remove those exhaust hangers, because I can't force it off for anything. It's got some big nubs on there, just can't do it. I'll be right back. Hey guys, well it's a couple of days later. I've made some progress. I'm gonna ask you to kind of take it easy on me here because I told you that I wasn't great at welding. I've welded one time before and I don't know if it really counts as welding because all I did was destroy the exhaust pipe. I was working on a 3-wheeler kind of like this. It was a big red and I ended up making a mess of it. I had to fix it later. I got those pliers from Oreilly. It helped me get the exhaust off. This is where the cat would attach to right here. I don't know what I did with the cat. This is where the turbo sat, down pipe. And then remember, take it easy on me here. Bugs are terrible in here tonight. This is welded. I can't see any light through it when I'm in the dark. We're just going to call it done. If I ever want to change this or it rots out, I can cut this off, clean this up, and then we can do it all over again as I get more experience with welding. Here's our flex pipe from Oreilly. This costs $32 with taxes. And then I got this little adapter here. The reason I kept this pipe is because I've got hangers right here. Cross member for the transmission goes right under here. And then I'm going to use my pipe expander, which is right there. And I'm going to fit this over it, and we're going to keep running back until we meet up with this part right here. And I got to buy some new blades because my blades they dulled out right away. It's pretty tough steel. And then we should have our exhaust going all the way back. Can you see me? There we go. Jeep Liberty night in the shop. It's been such a bunch of busy days, guys. I haven't had a chance to come out here. Just got a big mess going on. Got the three-wheeler right over here. We're parting that out, unfortunately. Got the 200X sitting right here. Dad's, I got to get that carburetor cleaned. I need an ultrasonic cleaner so I can clean that carb. I've cleaned it out a couple times. Hasn't made a difference. Right down in here's the turbo. No downpipe on this. Let's get this put back on. I think I'm going to be able to put everything back on up to this point in time. Everything right here, and then we can start patching these together, and I'm going to do clamps along the way, and I think that's going to be okay. If for some reason I need to take them off and weld them, I can do that since it's a quick disconnect right here, so I'm not too worried about it. Maybe I should weld these. We'll see how far it takes us back to this exhaust right here. This is the DIY try. Should I take this to a shop, to an exhaust shop like Exhaust Pros, if I want it done appropriately? Yes. The reason I'm not is because I'm going to save some money. Well, you're not saving money if you don't do it the right way. That is absolutely true. You're really not, bugs. But I am learning as I go, so that's what I'm going to go with. Learn the process. I'm going to figure it out. The second time welding was actually better than the first time welding, even though it doesn't look like it, because I had gaps. The pipes weren't butting up to each other like I would have loved them to. I mean, there were gaps. It was like a half centimeter gap that I had to fill. So we're working on it. I'm going to go from underneath and up onto the turbo. So this is going to be a 2.5 inch ID stainless 18-inch tailpipe steel 93625 at Oreilly, and I'm going to go ahead and grab the tailpipe expander. I can't remember where I got these. I actually think I got these from Harbor Freight, and you're supposed to keep them lubricated up. So I'm just going to put some WD-40 on them. Kind of neat stuff here. There's a flange on this, or a flaring, so I don't want to go past that. I'm just going to expand it up to where it gets kind of tight here. So it sits right back on that flaring. And now we're ready to expand this. And we are going to tighten and then turn. Oh, I can tell. There's our first tighten. Turn it. I'm going to do this 4 times. As you can see, I can only do it so much, and then the pipe starts moving. Not a big deal. Turn it again. Switch it back. Crystal's back in here. I was welding last night in the shop. As soon as I got done welding, you know the welds I'm talking about, I looked down and Crystal's right there, and I'm thinking, oh no, you're blind. She didn't have her welder's mask on, but she seems to be doing good, thankfully. Don't know how long she was there for. With this thing, I could heat it up. That might help with it expanding, but we're just about there. Yeah, we are there. All right, got a little change in the plan here. I went ahead and I just deleted on this. I welded this up. This is the really bad weld, which is fine. I'm glad I'm getting rid of it now. So I need some hangers. I don't think I'm gonna go with this kind. I think I'm gonna go look and see what they got at Oreilly. Let me show you guys what we got going on underneath the Jeep Beep right now. I think it's turning out pretty good. So there's our downpipe coming down, obviously. It comes through that bad weld, but it is sealed, thankfully. Remember, take it easy on me. Second time welding here, guys. First time, really. And then we come along to the flex pipe, and then we've got a straight coming out. and it comes right out over here. Now I need to hang these right up here. This is where I need to hang. You can see the hanger right here, another hanger right on this side right back here, and this needs to sit up just a little bit. So I don't know if I can find something to go right from here under there and just hang it a little bit, or if I need to just tack weld some hangers into place there, but I'm gonna work on that. There's gonna be a couple good options that I can find. I just gotta figure them out tonight. So with that said, I got a new Harbor Freight light. These are charging right now. I just took it out of the box. They're both at 1. I'm gonna swing them around here. We're gonna see if we can get enough light out of these. It's kind of cool, this light turns. Look at that. Ah, there's your downpipe, it's on. I'm gonna get the coolant put in, reservoir, the hoses, of course, all that stuff. We're gonna fire it up and just see how it sounds with that one exhaust pipe coming out. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go inside, figure out what I need. I'll be back in a moment. Bugs are starting to slow down a little bit. It's getting a little bit cooler outside. Your heat shield on these just kind of lays in on its side like that, horizontally. Putting the side on first kind of works best. Best advice that I can give you is to take your time when you're doing this stuff, especially if you're doing a YouTube channel. The thought is, I gotta rush through and make it look like I've got everything laid out and all put together and I don't miss anything. But that's not real life, not for me anyways. I gotta go slow. I rebuilt this engine, and let me tell you, I was very organized because otherwise it would have been a disaster. Okay, little update. Low on power steering fluid. There's a little bit of a leak somewhere. Got our coolant reservoir on. Get the tools off. We're ready. Let's put some coolant in this and let's fire it up and see how it sounds with that straight pipe coming out the back. It's gonna go about 4 or 5 more feet further, so it'll be behind the cab, which will be good. Power steering fluid is good. This is empty. I put the whole gallon in there, it's empty. You can see we took a bunch out the other day, don't mind the mess. So I'm not gonna run this too long. Anything on the deck? No. Take this down. Those lights are still holding up pretty good for being on 1. You can still see the engine bay pretty good. It's about $79 at Harbor Freight, maybe a little bit more, maybe 126, I can't remember. Hey, Crystal, I'm gonna turn the Jeep on, okay? So hang on, don't get scared now. All right, here we go, fire in the hole. I don't know if I like it or not. I don't like it obnoxiously loud. It's right underneath the passenger side door. I don't know. What does a guy do? We're gonna run it all the way straight out. Maybe we need to put some sort of resonator in there. You know, like the old cherry bomb style stuff. Like 60, 70 bucks for that red one that everybody uses when they don't have any money to put in anything. Maybe we put one of those in line, but I don't think so. Hey guys, I'm back. It's a couple days later. I know I'm looking a little bit kind of weird with my headlight on, but hey, I mean, what do you do? I have got a bunch of parts from Oreilly. I bought some clamps. I bought an exhaust insulator just in case. I took the old hangers off and I used just like one of these little belts right here. I swung it right underneath. It's kind of like riding on a swing, and it's got a couple hanging points welded onto the frame. To get the exhaust off, I told you guys I was gonna buy this plier, I did. I've got the Sawzall here, and I've got our old exhaust pipe coming out the back along with the muffler. Maybe this isn't the most conventional way to do this. I could have probably gone to Exhaust Pros. Maybe I should have, but I don't think so because like I said before, we're doing this ourselves. We're gonna get better and better each time we do it. And it's gonna be good exhaust, I think, all the way back. So far, so good. From the downpipe to the extension, we're making progress here. So let's get that cut off. It's late outside, it's fall, it's getting to be cool. Oh yeah, something I gotta tell you guys. So here were the original hangers on this pipe. This would have been the down pipe connecting to right here, coming up to your hangers and going over. This is the terrible weld. You can see it, not even close to being a good weld. It was sealed, so that's great, but we don't have to use this anymore, and I'm okay with that. So we're just gonna probably just throw this out. I don't think we're gonna keep it for anything. And we are gonna get rid of a ton of weight once we take this off. What happened is there's a mount right down here for a couple hangers. You got one right up here that you can't see. It's just a single hanger up here. Your mount down here, it came off, got old. I don't know if the weld was weak. As this thing started kind of swinging around, and it slowly wore out. Now, as with any power tool, always wear eye protection. Got these right here. I can't find my regular sunglasses. I wish I could. These things are gonna work okay. Yeah, it's cutting through already. Looks good. There we go. Well, it's coming together good under here. I gotta weld these two pipes together. These are both 18 inches a piece, but they've got some overlap to them. This isn't gonna be a butt weld, so it's gonna be a little bit easier for me. I am an amateur welder, and that is being generous. So if you're doing this at home, obviously make sure you got a good ground. We are using just a MIG welder. We've got some wire here, and I can't remember what specific type of wire it is. I don't know if there's much difference. That's how much of an amateur I am. Man, that's tight. Maybe it has to be. I don't know. Are you ready for this? 14.5, 2 wire speed. Yeah, that'll do. Oh, this time. The reason why I use this brush is because I see a lot of other people doing this on shorts. And all the splatter and slag. Yeah, it comes off. That's not the case for me, but it does kind of clean it up a little bit. All right, there it is. It's not the best, but it's not the worst I've ever seen. Hey, good morning. It's the next day. Let me grab a light here. I'm gonna show you what we got going on. And remember, I am an amateur, but we're doing the best we can here at the moment with the learning that I have. So this is going to be the worst part of the whole thing. This is absolutely not pretty, we'll say. Yeah, it's sealed and it's holding. I got a clamp right here. Comes to your 18-inch pipe. We got a hanger right there. We also have an insulator in here just in case we hit some hard bumps. Coming over here, we got the clamp holding tight. Goes to another flex pipe. I do have an adapter welded onto that piece, and it got a little bit cleaner, you can see. Still wasn't burning hot enough, but it's holding good. We come straight back through, and you can't see it, but I've got the old exhaust down there. Let's go look at it. Right here, you can see our old exhaust pipe coming through. Part that's got WD-40 all over it. That part with the ugly looking weld, that part had busted off, which is what caused our flex pipe to fail in the first place. We got another 18-inch pipe along with another clamp, and it is holding. So you can see it goes all the way down. Good luck, guys. Thanks so much. Good morning again. Well, it's nothing too fancy, but I tell you what, it's working. Coming down. I don't hear any leak coming from up front here. Nothing, you can see it straight through. Gonna put a clamp right there, all the way to the back. So there you go, guys. We did it. Just a 4-cylinder. It's not gonna be anything too fancy. I'll give a couple reps for you just because. And that'll do it. I got other stuff to work on from our garage to yours. I appreciate you guys. Have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.